Hi, welcome to the Unread Chapter. I am your host, Leanne Bailey-Christian. Today we're joined by a woman who's changing the face of Leicester's fashion scene. She's the driving force behind Leicester's Fashion District, a space that's given designers, creators and young entrepreneurs a real platform to shine. From vision to reality, she's not just building a brand, she's building an entire movement for the city. Please welcome Sally. How are you, Sally?
I'm good. What an introduction. Wow.
Thank you.
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
You're more than welcome. So, I want to ask you, okay, the fashion industry can be very challenging. Now, obviously, your expertise, you're a designer. How are you finding it?
So historically, it's always been a real challenging, competitive industry. It's always been about money rather than talent as well.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of barriers that we're trying to break down with Leicester Fashion District. So we're trying to give grassroots working class designers like myself as well a chance. So but it is really hard if you've not got the money to move to London, or if you can't do the fancy internships in Paris. Before now you were a little bit screwed, to be honest. And it becomes like, we graduate, if your family can afford to pay for you to live in London or go to Paris, then you go. So it becomes a money game, not a talent game. So again, there's a lot of competitiveness in the game as well. I think it's all about mindset when it comes to that as well. You just need to keep tunnel vision and believe in your own source when it comes to that.
I believe that myself. I put, like, my whole life is built on tunnel vision. But I know where you're coming from with money. Everything costs money, and obviously there's a lot of talented people out there. Obviously like yourself, designers, young designers who haven't got the money to be able to do all that. London, and you're obviously offering the platform to be able to do that.
Hopefully that's what it's going to be eventually, but it's already starting anyway. So
it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, obviously, this show's all about unread chapters in life. So tell me your unread chapters.
God, I've had a crazy life, basically. So growing up, really, really bizarre family. We come from circus. So, but South African circus family. So obviously all of that spiciness gets passed down. So my great grandmother would have been she was taming lions, and my great granddad was training elephants and stuff like that back in the day. And that kind of spiciness and that entrepreneurship, I think, has come down. But my upbringing's been really crazy. So we moved to South Africa when I was about 10 years old, when my parents got divorced. That was wild. To just go from a small village in Leicestershire to South Africa, right smack bang in the 80s, height of apartheid. And it was just such a shock, moving over there and stuff like that. So also I had the added element of my mom being bipolar as well. But she was just left to it, because in those days, and I think probably when she was growing up as well, it was a big stigma. No one talked about it. No one dealt with it with my mom. And it's only been dealt with recently. So me and my sister have just had this crazy upbringing where my mom would be like, right, that's it. I need a break. I'm shoving you on a plane back to your dad for a bit. So we had probably about 13, 14 different schools, moved continents. My mum would just decide one day, we're not living here anymore. And next thing I know, Pickfords are coming in, packing up the house. All my friends are gone, and I'm on a plane. Do you know what I mean? And there was nothing we could do about it. And I feel like my mom's side of family didn't really put the foot down either. So it's
just went along with it.
It's just, if one thing we've learned to adapt. And we've learned to adapt to new friends, new situations. But another side of that is that we didn't get attached, because we knew we'd probably be gone in another year or 6 months or something. So we've had a really hectic life in that sense. And then I lost my dad when I was 17.
Right, I'm sorry about
yeah, so he committed suicide. That was
Oh, wow.
absolutely
Oh,
heartbreaking.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so that was like a big thing in my life. Like that was just like one of those things I'll never forget.
Yeah.
So then it was just my mom, and that felt scary to me, to be honest. My mom and I are completely estranged now. We don't have a relationship. So yeah, the family I have now and the friends I have now I'm settled, because I moved back to the UK when I was like 23 after I finished uni permanently, and I'm so settled now, and I'm so thankful for my little family that I've got now, and it's everything to me. And my kids have never moved schools. Do you know what I mean? We've lived in the same area, and it's just like, it's totally the opposite to how I grew up, basically. So yeah, it's been a little bit crazy, to be honest.
So all what you've seen growing up, you've done the opposite for your children to keep them like in one place, grounded and chilled.
Yeah, 100%, and like and safe, because South Africa wasn't safe. So I mean, I had a gun when I was 17.
Wow.
I've witnessed shootings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just been crazy. South Africa's like the Wild West, honestly. So yeah, and then you come back to the UK, and then I didn't even walk around in the streets. I'd never walked around in the streets before, you know, because it was dangerous. We had a driver to take us everywhere. We had security, 24-hour security at our house there, like, because that's what you need over there.
Yeah.
And then I came over here, and like my whole life was like in my own hands. And it took me about a good year to actually walk around the streets. I used to get taxis everywhere, even for like £1.50. I wouldn't walk anywhere.
Oh,
So
still ducking and diving.
it was just so strange after living over there and experiencing that, and then nothing felt safe anymore. So yeah.
Would you say that obviously where you lived and you come back to England, would you say, obviously, when you say hectic and you've been here, been there, would you say it's broadened your mind that you can do anything anything in life and just go, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And
100%.
With a fearless
like
attitude.
I said, I feel like with me now, I'm so flexible. I can adapt to anything.
Yeah.
As I've got older, stuff affects me a bit more mentally.
Yeah.
When I was young, I didn't care. Nothing affected me. But as I've got older, now I think back, some things have been affecting me, and I'm dealing with it. So I'm trying to unpack stuff, and trying to like deal with it. So, and I think it's shown its colours in its face in like the way I bring up my children. Yeah. So with my daughter, she's 23, and I was a single mom from when she was 4 till 11 when I met my fiance. So with her, I was so paranoid about letting her out, letting her go and play, letting her go to the park, because it didn't feel safe. And I thought if anything ever happens to her, I just don't even want to be here. So that's rubbed off, and I keep having to like back off a little bit from my kids. Now my son, he's 9. I've backed off so much, and my daughter's like, you let Lion get away with so much more than I did. Like, how is he allowed to go out on his bike? How is he allowed to go to the park? I'm like, because he's got a mobile phone and it's all good, But yeah.
So your daughter's been like the trial run then? She's had to be pulled in and be on the reins for...
At her 21st, I made a speech, and at the end of it, like I said, she taught me how to be the mother I am today. Yeah. Because I did make my mistakes with her. So, but now with Lion, it's different. And like, she's made me a better mom for him, and I'm a better mom to her now as well. So yeah.
So what is it that you're like doing in terms of like the clothing and that? Are you designing dresses and things like that for other people by order, or?
So I've got my label, which is Unloved Daughters. So at the moment, I'm preparing for my first ever show. So I'm not taking any commissions at the moment. So all of the clothes that I make and all the stuff I've made in the past will get loaned out for like editorial shoots and to like music artists for like events and stuff like that. So the stuff that I make at the moment is really avant-garde catwalk stuff. Like, one of my dresses has got 5,500 safety pins on it.
Wow.
So you're not going to sit down in that. Like, it's not really a
Definitely
wearable
not.
piece.
Yeah.
Like, it bangs on a catwalk, but you're not going to be going down to the co-op in that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I am thinking more onto the ready-to-wear stuff. But I reckon that'll probably be in a couple of years' time, where I'll take elements of that avant-garde sort of style and that DNA from it and put it onto a ready-to-wear garment that is washable. So how we do that might be like, we take photographs of the textile that I made and we put it on as a print or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm exploring those kind of ideas at the moment. But so far so good. I mean, I got in Vogue magazine, been on BBC. So my first little mini collection that I made was actually a refined protest against fast fashion.
Right.
So I took some really, really, you know, when they have like all these fast fashion websites have these New Year sales and they have like 90% off sales.
Yeah.
So I bought pieces for like £2-4 and I've turned them into like catwalk wearable art after spending hundreds of hours by hand on them. And that to me is a really good way through art and through creativity of protesting and shining a light on it. So it does get a lot of attention. My pieces do get attention.
Yeah.
So yes, that was kind of like how I started out, and then I started out in the music business as well. So because my partner's got a record label and recording studio, so when he opened the label, we had quite a few female artists, and then I just learned photography, and eventually I was putting bits of fabric on them. Like, it wasn't wearable. Like, if you looked at the back of these garments, honestly, you would die. It was stapled, clipped, whatever. But for the shoot, it looked amazing. And then I thought, actually, I really want to like upskill and like retrain. So yeah, I ended up going to uni, and from there. Yeah.
I think it's good to be creative when it comes to clothing. A lot of people tend to sort of follow the same mold, don't they? And it's nice to have a little bit of a creativity that and bring out the uniqueness in ourselves. Show a bit of personality.
Yeah.
I mean, what you made, you're definitely not going to go to the supermarket with a trolley with the, pins
I would have in lockdown.
Yeah, or sit down and you'll end up on the ceiling.
Yeah, like literally. It looks so good though, but it's not. A lot of it is. Some of it's so heavy as well. Yeah,
I love it. Like I don't watch TV that much because I like to knowledge myself, and like you, come up with ideas. I love fashion myself. I've got loads of clothes. I'm sure you've got absolutely thousands. But what got you into fashion?
So it's my family. So my mom was a knitwear designer,
Right.
In the 70s.
Okay.
And then my grandmother was a tailor. So she was in New York just after the war. She was working in New York and she was a tailor. Wow. So apparently, as the story goes, I don't know how true it is, but she used to make suits for Al Capone and all of his boys.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know, like, that's what she used to say. I don't know why but I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, and now I'm older, I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but she was doing that for a living, sort of after the war and stuff like that. So
you've picked up a few bits.
So it's in the DNA, yeah. And then apparently my great grandmother used to make all the costumes for the circus as well. And then even down to my niece, she did like styling and fashion comms. My daughter's doing fashion and editorial makeup.
Wow.
So yeah, I feel like when you just pick something up and it's almost like I knew how to do it already. Yeah. When I was like learning how to make patterns and stuff like that, I knew what everything meant and I didn't know how I knew it. And then also when we were kids, there was never not a sewing machine at my nan's house or my mom's house. Everyone was sewing all the time. Yeah. And they used to make our clothes for us as well. And they were so cool. Like if we said, oh, I want a pink pair of pedal pushers, like in the 80s, Mom would make it for us, Yeah.
So like, I love clothes. I'm just like, probably you, if you're out shopping, you see something in a shop window, but you go, oh, that can be better. I'll just chop this off and do this and do that. I've done that for years.
Yeah.
Even blazers and jackets, I've cut the arms off and everything. But you say about your daughter, how does that make you feel that you both have like working like together in,
Oh, I
in
love
like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, she does so much with me. She does all my fashion shoots with me.
Wow.
She did the makeup for the fashion film. I worked with her on her portfolio for uni for her second year.
Wow.
She does the music video stuff with us.
wow.
Yeah, so we work together
Yeah.
often, and I absolutely love it. It just feels like this is where we're supposed to be together,
Yeah.
and this is what, you know, but she's in Manchester at uni,
Right.
because we thought it would be better if she went to Manchester, because there's not really at that point there wasn't much going on for actual fashion in Leicester. There was a lot manufacturing wise, but nothing actual fashion, like creative fashion. So that's why I want to build an infrastructure for people like my daughter, so that she doesn't have to leave Leicester.
Yeah.
Like when she comes home, she can obviously she can work on music videos all over the world, or she wants to go on tour with bands and do makeup that way.
Yeah.
But then I want her to have something to come home to as well.
Yeah.
And have like work here and a livelihood.
She sounds very like outgoing, not afraid. Going to Manchester, I think it's the best thing she's ever done, because she's coming out of like a hometown.
Yeah.
She's going to somewhere new. And as much as it can be scary, it can be the best thing that you'd ever do.
Yeah.
And it'll broaden her mind. So she's 23 and she's
Yeah.
doing all that, what she's doing now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Honestly, I'm obsessed with her.
Oh.
She does loads of modelling as well. So
wow.
yeah, she's living the life, honestly.
Excellent.
I'm like, I look at her life, I'm just like, oh my God, you're so much cooler than I was at 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I think when your kids and that are comfortable with what they want to do in life, then you can be at peace then. Because it's a worry, isn't it, when you've got children and you're like, well, what do they want to do and whatever. So it sounds like she's found her niche at a very young age. And you have, because you're doing something that you love.
Yeah, it took me, well, how old was I when I started? When I started uni, I was 42.
Wow.
Yeah.
See?
And I literally could have given birth to every single person in that class.
Wow.
It was so daunting for me.
Ah.
And I was so worried. I was like, oh, they're going to think I'm not relevant, or I'm not, you know, I just thought. And then I got my first shoot out of the way. And I think that's when I was like, actually, I've got this. And everyone had this like respect for me and stuff like that. So that was such a good confidence boost.
Yeah.
And I never felt out of place there. Like the first day it was really weird, but after that, everyone just embraced it with open arms. I was older than some of the lecturers.
Oh.
So yeah, it was a bit weird.
Yeah. I've had a few friends who've gone to uni a bit older and saying the same thing.
Yeah.
But we're never too old.
No
Never
way.
Too old to do
It's the best thing I ever did,
yeah.
honestly.
I mean, I remember I'd done an accounts course in Warrington College and that, and there was people there in the late 50s doing accountancy. You know, we should never think that we're too old to do anything.
No, you know what? I just thought I've got to do it. I've just got to do this, like, and I kind of like. I didn't think about it, and then when I got there, it hit me. And then after a few days, I was absolutely fine. I was flying. So yeah, loved it. Loved the experience of it. DMU is an amazing university for fashion. It's world renowned, and I'm so lucky that it was here in Leicester, because my son was 3 when I went to uni, so he was still a baby, and it was his first time in nursery as well. And the nursery was like 5 minutes walk from the uni. And it was perfect. So all of us had a massive change. So, yeah.
So, you know, when you went to, like, university, and is there, like, a list and that? Because obviously fashion, you know, I love fashion. It's probably quite a lot that love fashion. Was it difficult to get in? Like, you know, the application?
So the application form was long, but for me, I was really lucky because I'd already been shooting music videos and artwork. So I just taught myself, like lighting, photography, and I was already directing music videos at that point. So I had a really good portfolio, and I worked with. I like to work with really interesting female artists in particular, because they're so open when it comes to the fashion and the ideas and stuff. So I had a good portfolio, but as a mature student, they really like mature students. it's not easier to get in, but you don't have to get X, Y, Z A levels and go through clearing and everything else.
Yeah.
So as a mature student, you do get a little bit of a push forward. Obviously, if you went there and you didn't come across well in your interview and you didn't have a good portfolio, they'd probably say no. At the end of the day, I had to think really hard because that's a massive investment as well. You're getting yourself into a lot of debt over that as well.
I can imagine.
So I was like, really thinking about it on that sense as well. Whereas a lot of the youngsters that were there are not thinking about that because they're young and it's just like, oh, well, I'll pay it when I'm earning X, Y, Z kind of thing.
Yeah, £1 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not earning over a certain amount and when you're not in, and I think, I remember years ago, giving my age away here, like I think my uncle's doctor of science, £1 a month or something like that. So obviously with your daughter in Manchester studying there, what are your goals? Like, what are you doing with your, self?
God, I'm so busy.
Where do you see things going? Like, what's your vision?
Okay, so obviously I've got my label, which is Unloved Daughters, and then I've opened the CIC, which is Leicester Fashion District, which is a community interest company, and I started that probably about 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
So the end goal for that is for Leicester to have its own official fashion district, which is permanently there.
That's powerful.
It's, renamed on the map and everything, because fashion's a massive part of our heritage. And recent years, it's all gone very wrong because of the fast fashion model. It's not sustainable. It's not ethical. So that's what's really bitten us in the arse. And I think we've lost like 700 factories now. Right. Got over 5,000 garment workers unemployed. It's a shit show, honestly. Wow. Everyone's producing overseas now because it's cheaper as well. So for me, as a person that was like in uni and based in Leicester, and I cannot go anywhere else because my family's here and we are based here. That's what made me start it, because I thought, hang on, what about all these designers and graduates? They're all just going to run off and go and struggle trying to work in London and stuff like that. And then what do we do? What's here for us? So that's why I decided to open Leicester Fashion District, to start building it. So the end goal is to have that fashion district though. So there'll be, on the top, there'll be like a sewing gym where we'll have all the equipment that for them to use to make their collections. And then underneath will be retail. And then the rest of the street, I would imagine, would be like independent clothing shops, cocktail bars, coffee shops, stuff like that. So it's a real independent street in Leicester that's going to draw people back to the city again as well. Because, I mean, who doesn't like a day of fashion and cocktails? You can't tell me no one. There's no one that's not going to love that, to be honest. So, yeah.
Oh, amazing.
I know it is.
Honestly, I've got visionary minds, and we all have like dreams, don't we? And some of them are special dreams. And it's such an honour to be sitting here with you, a fashion designer. I love my clothing. All what you've said there, what your goal is, what you want to achieve, you're going to achieve it. I can see it.
Thank you.
I'm getting goosebumps. I can.
Oh my God, me too.
No, I can't. Seriously, I'd bet money on it. I think I've got about 100 quid cash in my bag there, but I'll give you it back. I'll give you it when you're there and that. But honestly, I think you're going to do it, you know?
I think I am as well.
No,
you know what? It's so needed.
Yeah.
It's so needed, honestly.
Oh my God, I can't. I've got goosebumps and everything. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, you know what? I want to keep this talent in Leicester. Like, Leicester deserves this.
Yeah.
Like, our industry has been so overlooked. Everything's all about manufacturing all the time. And the money and the funding and everything, all anyone's ever bothered about. And you know what? I get it. I have manufacturing friends, who are struggling. I go to Wisley Hall. I know the garment workers there are struggling. And I feel like we've never, as designers and creatives, and I'm talking like photographers, videographers, hair, makeup, stylists, art directors, and designers from all disciplines, we've never had a look in here. No one's ever considered us. We've never been part of the conversation. what you do like normally is if you want to be a designer in Leicester, you end up in a factory designing 300 pieces of fast fashion a year.
Yeah.
That's not design. They have meetings where they rip off designers and copy their stuff. That's not design. That's not creative. And I feel like this is a whole new industry in Leicester that needs to be supported, that needs to be looked at, and needs to be built. So, and I'm here to do it because I'm loud as well. Like, I do not sit down and shut up. Like, I will say exactly what I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you say what you feel is necessary to say, but obviously in the right context. But
yeah,
but if you're, I always say, if you're really passionate about something, then you will always fight your corner no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, you probably go in places and, you know, you can sense a room. I'm getting that from you. You can definitely sense a room whenever you go anywhere in these events and whatever, on who's good to talk to and, you know, who's not.
Oh, God, I network like the fucking rent stew, honestly. I network, I promise you now, because I've not got time. I've got to get this done.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
love the way you're being yourself, by the way. But
why would
I'd love to
wouldn't
throw a bit of
I?
but I won't. I'll be sensible.
Sorry for the F-bomb.
No, you crack on, go on. You just do you.
No,
you know?
I honestly, I feel like because of my age and everything, my whole life, I don't regret a single second of it, by the way.
No, I believe you.
You know, like that sliding doors, 1 second different, my whole life could have played out completely differently. And I don't regret anything, but I feel like it's all led up to me being who I am. And I'm really confident. And I can walk into a room, like I said, I've pitched in front of 300 business people before. I've won the pitch. You know, I do presentations all the time now. This is my first podcast, though.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
you know.
so you pop my cherry.
Many more, yeah. I'll have you
so
back on, by the way, when I see where
it's
you're
all happening.
up to.
Yeah. So I feel like it's all led up to it, and I feel like, you know what, now's the time. I'm only here once, and I've just got to get on with it, and I really believe in it. So yeah,
Honestly, you're doing like what you love.
Yeah.
And it's not a job, is it?
No way.
You know what I mean?
It's long, but it's not a job.
I know you put the hours in, I'm sure. But any business, you know, if you're really passionate, you don't care how many hours a day you work. No. Well, thank you very much, Sally, for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's been amazing. You look so beautiful as well.
Thank you
I love
much.
everything.
I love what you're wearing as well.
Thanks.
I love the colours.
Thank you.
Can I ask you one question before I go? Right. So I always have this conversation with my friends. Now, you know, when you're, I don't know whether you're ironing as you go. Years ago, you'd be ironing everything, wouldn't you, for hours? But my clothes, right, I have to decide on the day.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask you a question? Do you pick your clothes the day before for the next day, or do you decide on the day with your mood?
So if it's an important event, it's probably like a week before, because I have to get stuff dry cleaned and stuff like that. Everyday kind of stuff. I walk around like an absolute tomboy. Like, I don't care. Trainers, baggy jeans. I wear a certain bodysuit, which I love. I've got about 10 of them. That's like my work uniform. But normally it's like maybe like the night before, and I'll see what's going on. I don't iron anything. No. Well, I'm not an ironing person, to be honest.
I used to years ago, but I iron as I go now.
Yeah.
But I always pick my outfit the next day.
Yeah.
And look out the window first. And
Oh
then
yeah,
go
for
from
sure.
there. I drive my
Have you got a
friends
steamer?
mad. I've just had that conversation.
Yeah,
today
you need a
with my
steamer. It's
mum,
so much easier. Just hang it on there, steam it. Telly's there. It's so quick, honestly. Yeah.
I'll have to invest in
Yeah,
one.
just get a steamer. It's so much better for your delicates as well.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, again, thank you very much for coming on, Sally.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have you back on the show. Right, guys, that's the last of the Unread chapter for this round. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and comment and subscribe. I need a drink now, guys, but good night and thanks very much. See you all soon. Bye.